Kick punch, dear viewer, it's all in the mind. Murdoch X here, and I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach you is sure to beat you. Nevertheless, you get a lesson from teacher. And this is my PlayStation 2 collection update for the month of July in the year of 2019. I know that Parappa reference I used is from PlayStation 1, but it's still PlayStation, so it counts. Let's kick things off with Way of the Samurai, an entire game based on a complex battle system. The music is good and the fights are interesting. Imagine one of those combo battle system games like Batman Arkham Knight, but on hard mode. Unfortunately, that's all there is to see here, so while this is a competent game, you're going to have to love the fighting system as that's all there is on offer. And maybe that's enough. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 3 Night of the Quinkan. I've had this game for at least 6 months, but I just got around to playing it because it's, well, complicated. But before you buy this game, you need to know that it won't play on a slim PS2, period. It will only play on the fat consoles. I bought a fat console a while back just to play this game. I'm glad I did because Jack X Racing also has trouble on slim models, and I'll also be able to connect a hard drive to this PS2. But let's talk about the game. So far, I'm enjoying this one more than the previous titles. It still has that open world feel, but it doesn't force you to complete a lot in order to move along in the game. What I mean is that there's plenty of content for the completionist type of player, but if you'd rather push through the game to see the ending, then that's also an option. On the other hand, this minimap has some serious problems, and some of the objectives are a bit obtuse, but it's a good game, and it's the last time we saw Ty on a non-mobile platform. Chrome Studios, the developers of this game, are in a strange place nowadays. They jumped into mobile games and PC ports, but I don't know if they've released anything since 2015. One of those Australian mysteries just like Drop Bears. Technic Beat. Here's a game that's been sitting on my wanted list for over a year. It's a music and rhythm game where you run a character around on a dance floor and also match the beat to the songs. My wife and I were trying out some of the multiplayer games in the unplayed stack, and this one got picked, and it's fine. I'm sure the single player mode is where the heart of this game is, but I'm glad they added room for a second player. I am surprised it's all on the same play area though. You have to fight with your opponent to get to the point spots, and if they hit the button too early, the spot is gone, so I don't know if this means that they get more points than you by deactivating the location even if they got a low score for it. I'll explore this game more. It's fun and I enjoy the music. Another random thing I got, PlayStation 2 for Dummies. This book came out in like 2001. This is like a year, maybe a year and a half after the PlayStation 2 came out. So like this references a lot of PlayStation 1 stuff, which is playable on the PlayStation 2. But this is before the slim models even existed. So this book was basically instantly outdated. There is some fun stuff in here and there is some garbage in here. Like they talk about that whole thing about PlayStation 2s being used for like to control missiles. That thing was dumb. That whole thing was dumb when that happened. Soccer Mania. The spine of this game makes it look like a budget sports game, but it's a freaking Lego game. I have no idea why they didn't put the Lego logo on the spine, but this is a fun title. This was another that the wife and I played multiplayer for a while. Co-op is a bit tricky and I need to learn the controls a little bit better, but I love a good soccer game and this one qualifies. Glad to have this in my collection. I think I forgot to mention this last month, maybe I got it this month, but I picked up a pack of Singstar microphones, which frankly I'll probably never use, but I own them now. I'm not going to open this. This package is surprisingly difficult to open. They double, triple sealed it. I don't even know if it came that way. I think Half Price Books may have done that. I don't know. American Chopper 2 Full Throttle. I hated the first American Chopper game and I hate this one as well. What I hated about the first title is that the first stage is long and boring. In the sequel there's more variety in the first stage, but it feels broken and buggy and it's still not fun. I'm sure this game has its fans, and if you're one of them, please state your case in the comment section below. Tell me what makes this game good if there's anyone out there that does feel that way. I can be convinced to try it again if I know there's something in there that makes it worthwhile. Another thing I picked up was this kind of special edition of Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3. It's weird because the barcode is exactly the same as just the regular copy of the disc, so if you scan it, it thinks you have the regular version, but it is different. I mean, it's got the game, it's got the soundtrack, and it's got this nice little art book, but it doesn't call it like a special edition. My best guess is that this is a pre-order edition. Like maybe if you pre-ordered the game at GameStop, you got a few extra things. I don't know, I should look into that. I probably should have looked into it before making this video. Next time, Wallace and Gromit in Project Zoo. Here's another game that's been sitting on my shelf for ages, and it was a nice surprise. Well, until I tried to set it to full screen and it froze up, but other than that, it's much better than I thought it would be. This game feels like a Nickelodeon platformer title, which is a compliment. I was expecting one of those licensed adventure games that's 90% fetch quests, but instead there's interesting gameplay on top of a nice little story. This is Archie. He's a polar bear that's working for an evil penguin against his will. Luckily his friends Wallace and Gromit are on the case to help him out. Good luck, you British claymation heroes we never deserved. And here are 4 games that I got from the clearance section at a half-price book over in Houston when I was there. I got Singstar Pop, 80s, 90s, and Country. There are a surprising amount of Singstar PlayStation 2 games. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is probably most of them, I'm good. No, this is not most of them. I've still got a long ways to go. And finally, the big game of this video, Samurai Western. I've been trying to get this game for a while, but the price spiked after Metal Jesus mentioned it in a Hidden Gems video a while back. Luckily, the price is dropping back down to a reasonable level, but I got it for a real steal. A game store that I frequent got a copy recently and I was able to snag it before they put it on the shelf for $25. Let's get that pop-up back on here. Yeah. There is one problem though. My copy does not have an instruction manual. Normally I don't buy games that don't have the manual, but for the price I was offered, it would have been dumb to pass up on this. I do need to make a list of the games that I own that don't have manuals. There's not many, but I do need to get on top of that. But enough of my rambling about the price and value of this game. Let's talk about why it's popular. You play as a samurai who wanders into America's Old West and finds trouble. Aw shucks, can he defeat these varmints fixin' to rattle his cage? Yes. Yes he can. This game is awesome. It's non-stop combo brawler action. This feels like God of War, but with a mustache. And some cowboy boots. Either way, this is a solid game and it is worth owning, but I'm glad to see the prices dropping so that more people are able to afford it. It's a neat game. With these 11 games added to the collection, I now own 668 out of 1,795 for a total of 37.2%. Whew, there's a long way to go still, but that's okay. There's more games than I'll ever be able to review. If I made 2 game review videos every week, it would take 17 years to cover every PS2 game released in North America. So while I do want to own them all, there's just so many to play, and the RPGs tend to be 40+ hour games. Although I do wish 12-year-old me could see me now. He'd be proud. I feel like Scrooge McDuck. If I could swim through these games without damaging them, I would. Thank you for watching this video and please subscribe. I need to get to the 1,000 subscriber mark before I can unlock all of the features that YouTube has to offer. Also, a quick note. I quit my job this month and I'm hoping to start pumping out videos more often with all of this extra time that I will now have. If you would like to support my jobless butt just like my wife does, then head over to my Patreon and feed me cash for games over there. It is a little hairier than I would like. Now I'm getting all nervous about it. Shut up. Enjoy the video. That should be all the live parts. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the video off first. Make sure that did okay.